Thank you.
Thank you so much, the MP for Mangango.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning to you. Good morning, fellow honorable members of Parliament. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, our Council, Mporokoso. They are most welcome to National Assembly. I'm Lohan Bamwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the people of Mufumbwe.
Most grateful, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning, my honorable colleagues. Good morning, our distinguished permanent witnesses. Good morning, Mporokoso Council. You are welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm a Member of Parliament from Mufumbwe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Honorable MP for Siavonga.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, permanent witnesses. Good morning, Mporokoso Town Council. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency and a member of this committee. Chairperson, I thank you.
Thank you so much. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency of Lusaka district, and you are in Mandevu constituency, so you are welcome to Mandevu constituency. I'm the vice chairperson of the committee and privileged to chair the session. I now wish to invite you on behalf of the committee to make the presentation.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. My report is made in two parts. Part A is dealing with the specific audit findings, and the other part looks at cross-cutting issues. Audit findings and examination of accounting and other records maintained. I don't know, I have to read the, or just, I don't know, maybe guided.
You read the audit query, then go to the, you call out the audit query, read the cause of query, action taken, and the remedial measures.
Thank you, Chair. One, audit findings. Mr. Chairman, an examination of accounting and other records maintained at the council.
You go to A. The audit query there is
Thank
budget, income, and expenditure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Then you go to the cause of the query, management response.
Thanks so much. Budget, income, and expenditure. Mr. Chairman, during the period.
No. So now you go to your management response.
No, thank you. Thank you for further guidance.
Yes.
Thank you. Management response on that particular subject. Failure to collect revenue. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wish to state the following. We have stated our reasons in the table as shown. On the local taxes, there's a variance of about 89,676. Cause of query, this was due to non-payment of property rates by ratepayers. Action taken, Mr. Chairman, sir. Management constituted a task force in a bid to collect the property rates, and further sensitization programs were done to the community radio station to sensitize the ratepayers on their obligation to settle outstanding bills. Two, on fees and charges, Mr. Chairman, there was a variance of 3,585,023 kwacha. Cause of query, Mr. Chairman, the variance was due to the fact that the local authority was unable to collect the budgeted amounts from plot premiums because the parcel of land earmarked for plots had not been surveyed. Action taken. Management applied for land development fund from Ministry of Lands, which was successful, and we have since signed the contract to the Zambia National Service to start servicing the plots. Three, on licenses, Mr. Chairman, there was a variance of 56,973 kwacha. The variance was due to over budgeting. And action taken thereon, Mr. Chairman, management has since budgeted for licenses that are realistic and collectible. Under number 4, levies, there was 68,747. The variance was due to the introduction of petroleum licenses. And the management increased the budget allocation for petroleum licenses in the budget for 2024 and 2025 to accommodate that increase. Under number 5, Mr. Chairman, on payments, there was a 33,000. The variance was due to the fact that the council introduced the health payments. Management increased the budget allocation for payments in the budget for 2024 and 2025 accordingly. On the conventional ventures, there was now a variance of 67,087 kwacha. The variance was a result of local authorities' non-completion of the rehabilitation of the guest house due to inadequate funds, which resulted in loss of revenue. Action taken thereon, management has planned to rehabilitate the guest house when funds are made available. Other receipts, there was a variance of 594,996 kwacha. The variance was a result of the local authority receiving interest earned on Consumer Development Fund for 2023 amounting to 507,726 kwacha, 99 ngwe, and the balance was received from miscellaneous incomes. The local authority transferred a sum of 507,726 kwacha 99 ngwe to the Ministry of Finance account. Local Government Equalization Fund, Mr. Chairman, there was a balance of 935,509 kwacha. The variance was a result of an increment in the funding of the Local Government Equalization Fund from 8.5 million to 9.454 million in the year 2023. The budget was adjusted upward with regard to this budget line in the subsequent year. Other grants, there was a variance of 42,014 ngwe and 14 kwacha. This was due to council not receiving the grant in lieu of rates from the ministry. And the action taken thereon, Mr. Chairman, a follow-up was made with the Minister of Local Government to fund the local authority with the grant in lieu of rates. And the details on our responses are seen on the Appendix 1 attached to this report. Remedial measures, management will continue engaging property rights owners to settle bills on time. In the event that they don't comply, management will be employing other means, such as engaging bailiffs to collect on behalf of the council. Further, management will in future only budget for service parcels of land, for plot premiums, and also ensure that the realistic allocation for licenses are put in the budgets. On commercial ventures, management will ensure that the realistic allocations are put in the budgets. And lastly, management will continue engaging the ministry to be funding grant in lieu of rates on time so that this does not affect our budget performance. Number 2, failure to spend. Cause of query, Mr. Chairman, management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding the balance of 1,976,936 kwacha, which was unused as at 31st December 2023, and which to state that the balance comprised 829,898 kwacha 85 ngwe, being local government equalization fund received on 31st December 2023, and 1,147,037 kwacha 15 ngwe, being balance for capital projects account. Action taken, Mr. Chairman, management wishes to state that the balance of 829,898 kwacha 85 ngwe was used up to pay salaries, wages, and on operation costs, while the balance of 1,147,037 kwacha 15 ngwe was used on expenses relating to capital projects and the provision of services. Details have been provided on Appendix 2 attached to this report. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure that all funds are spent within a particular financial year. B, annual performance of the council. A review.
You can go to page 7. You skip this one as it is the same as query number 1.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So on page 7, you just state the query, and then you go straight to page 10 for your response. Query number 2, the last paragraph.
Okay, which is deliverable targets outputs not achieved.
Can you go to page 10 for your responses?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to implement activities that the council planned to implement in the year 2023. On the local governance, legislative functions and the performance of and formation of bylaws, because of the query, Mr. Chairman, management acknowledges the auditor's observation over this matter and wishes to state that the process of making bylaws was initiated but could not be concluded because council rejected the recommendation to formulate the bylaw. Action taken, management could not continue because the policymakers had rejected the recommendation to formulate the bylaw. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure to conduct a wider consultation with stakeholders before including any activity in the budget. B, integrated development plan, capacity building. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to implement capacity building activities under socio-economic planning that the council planned to implement in 2023 for the integrated development plan program, and which stated that this was due to the fact that the integrated development plan activities were scheduled to begin in 2024. Action taken, Mr. Chairman, the council started conducting the IDP activities in January 2024. The IDP was formulated in early May 2024 and approved by the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development in May 2024. An extract of the same, Mr. Chairman, is attached under appendix number 3. Remedial measure, management will in future ensure that activities are implemented as planned. C, economic and business development, carrying out community sensitization and number of businesses issued with the licenses. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation over this matter and wishes stated that we could not reach the required performance because we did not do wider sensitization on account of limited resources. Action taken, management wishes to state that the local authority has intensified sensitization activities. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure that only attainable activities are planned for. D, public health and the environment, cemetery, funeral services maintained, inspections carried out, pollution control, ensure waste management done as planned, water supply and sanitation services managed. Mr. Chairman, management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding the failure to implement public health and environmental programs with 6 activities, and which stated that this was due to inadequate resources. Action taken, the council managed to open up access roads to and the parking spaces in the cemetery. The council intensified inspection and sensitization in the year 2024 in the communities through radio programs on the importance of not burning bushes and waste in order to avoid pollution. On waste management, the council came up with the realistic tonnage of waste collectible annually. On water supply and sanitation services managed, the council managed to repair the remaining 30 boreholes in the year 2024. And more details are provided under appendix 4 attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures, management to continue to ensure that the planned activities are implemented. Number E, housing and the community amenities program, ensuring that the parks and gardens are maintained, ensuring that the markets and bus stations are maintained, roads and drainages are maintained, maintenance of street lighting. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to implement housing and the community amenities programs, and which state that this was due to inadequate funds. Action taken on parks and garden. On parks and garden, Mr. Chairman, the management had risked the park to private individual in order to improve the services. The council received the funding from government for capital projects under Zambia Devolution Supports Program, and works for the completion of the bus station will commence soon. In 2024, the council managed to maintain 20 kilometers of township roads using Zambia National Service under road sector funds. and the council managed to repair 4 damaged street lights. More details are provided under Appendix 5 attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure that the only realistic activities are put in the budget. Recreation, culture and religion program. Registration of marriage in the district, promotion of sports in the districts. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding failure to implement recreation, culture and religion programs, and wish to state that the low performance on registration of marriages was due to people preferring performing customary marriages rather than coming to council for ceremonialization. Further, the poor performance on the promotion of sports in the district was due to inadequate funds. On action taken, Mr. Chairman, sir, management carried out sensitization on marriage ceremonialization through radio programs and during local government week. Further, after the devolution of the sports to local authorities, government started sending funds for both sports and culture activities in 2024, and therefore, most of the activities were implemented in 2024. Appendix number 6 provides more details, and the same has been attached to this report. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure that only attainable activities are planned for. Number G, education and skills development programs. Centers monitored reduction in illiteracy levels. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to implement the education and skills development programs due to inadequate funds, and action taken. Management has since provided for these activities in the year 2025 budget. Remedial measures, management to ensure that the centers are monitored and activities aimed at reducing illiteracy levels are budgeted for and implemented. Number 8, public order and safety programs, ensuring that buildings are regulated, protecting the community and the management of fire services. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to implement public order and safety programs, which are the 3 activities, namely ensuring that buildings are regulated, protecting the community and the management of fire services. However, we wish to state that 41 buildings were inspected and regulated. Action taken, management conducted the inspection of 41 buildings and issued the 25 fire certificates. More details on that activity can be seen under Appendix 7 attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures, management to in future ensure that the planned activities are undertaken. I, management and support services programs, management of workers and management of managers. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations regarding this matter. However, wish to state that 4 management meetings were held in the year under review. It is regrettable that the minutes were not availed to the auditors at the time of the audit. Action taken, management has made available the minutes of the 4 meetings that were conducted in the year under review. And the same is provided under Appendix A attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures, management will in future ensure that minutes for all committees are prepared and availed to the auditors. C, compliance with registration and regulations. I, failure to withhold and remit tax. On number 16, management response on the same. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that we could not withhold and remit VAT to Zambia Revenue Authority due to the fact that we had not yet formalized the Zambia Revenue Authority and the Mporokoso Town Council to be an agent for Zambia Revenue Authority. Action taken, management wishes to state that the local authority has since written the Zambia Revenue Authority for guidance on how best the VAT could be deducted at source from various companies such as the ones in the table below to avoid the double taxation. The local authority is still awaiting a response from Zambia Revenue Authority. Details of the letter that we did to Zambia Revenue Authority is attached to Appendix 9 attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures, management will continue seeking guidance from Zambia Revenue Authority. Failure to provide activity reports. Number 18, management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding non-availability of activity reports by officers for various activities undertaken in the year under review, and wishes to state that this was due to failure by officers in question to submit activity reports. Action taken on this matter, Mr. Chairman. The employees that did not prepare activity reports have now prepared, and the reports are ready for verification. The same has been provided under appendix number 10 attached to this report. Remedial measures. Management has put up a policy requiring officers activity reports after they undertake an activity. Failure to prepare activity reports shall disqualify any officer from undertaking any accordingly be made for payment not received with an activity report. Number 3, Mr. Chairman, management of local government equalization fund 20% capital projects. The response is on number 19. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding the borrowed funds amounting to 833,551 kwacha, which was paid towards operation costs, and wish to state that this was due to inadequate funds to support service, operations. Action taken. Mr. Chairman, wish to state that management wish to report that 435,644 kwacha 44 ngwe has since been reimbursed, leaving a balance of 398 kwacha 206 kwacha 56 ngwe to be reimbursed by the end of this year 2025. Details on the way we did the reimbursement is shown on this table. And for more details also, we have done appendix 11. Remedial measures. Management wishes to state that the local authority has since stopped borrowing funds. Mr. Chairman, allow me now to proceed part 2 regarding cross-cutting issues. Audit opinion. Management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations of having a qualified audit opinion for 2022. However, management wishes to state that the audit opinion for the year 2022 was unqualified. Action taken. Management wishes to report that both the audit opinions for 2022 and 2023 were unqualified. And to attest to that, we have attached the appendix, on appendix number 12, the audit opinion on those 2 years. Remedial measures, Mr. Chairman. Management will continue working hard in order to have unqualified audit opinions. Budget, funding and expenditure. On 21, we are providing the responses, variance of 2,208,521 kwacha, cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding the variance of 2,208,521 kwacha being revenue not received. The variance, Mr. Chairman, was partly due to over budgeting on local revenues and partly because of failure to dispose of plots owing to the fact that the plots were not serviced. Action taken thereon. Management signed the contract with the Zambia National Service to service parcels of land. Licenses. On licenses, management wishes to state that the local authority has started making realistic budgets. On commercial ventures, management is rehabilitating guest house in order to increase revenue base. On other grants, management wrote to the Minister of Local Government requesting to send grants in lieu of race on time to avoid the audit queries in future. Remedial measures, Mr. Chairman, management will in future make sure that all budgeted revenues are collected. Further, management will make sure that projects are implemented within stipulated time frame. Number 2, unused balance of 1,976,936 kwacha. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding the balance of 1,976,936 kwacha which was announced as at 31st December 2023, and which to state that the balance comprised 829,898 kwacha at Favingwe, being local government equalization funds received on 31st December 2023, and 1,147,000 to fill vacant position. Mr. Chairman, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for not filling in the 72 vacant positions, and which has stated that the filling of vacant position is the mandate of the Local Government Service Commission. Action taken. Management has been sending staff returns on the quarterly basis to the Local Government Commission. Remedial measures. Management will continue sending quarterly staff returns to the Commission. Failure to settle statutory and the other obligations. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation regarding failure to settle statutory and other obligations, and which states that this was due to inadequate funds. Action taken. Management wishes to state that the local authority paid a total of 99,808 kwacha for the Fongwe towards statutory obligations in the period from 1st January to 31st December 2024, being thereby reducing the outstanding arrears from 7.2 million to 7.1 million at the 31st December 2024. Details on the way this was done, though negligible. I think it's provided on this table below, Mr. Chairman, sir. And the other details are seen on the page, on appendix 13 that we have attached to this report, Mr. Chairman. Remedial measures. Management will continue making payments towards statutory obligations whenever funds are available. Management of Local Government Equalization Fund. Management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations. And the recommendations. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, I wish to submit to the Committee on Local Government Accounts the responses on the Auditor General's report on the operation of the local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. I rest my case, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much, CS, for your submission. The honorable members can now come in with points of clarifications. We'll start with Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I would like to take the CS to page 3.
Page 3
of their report. On the variance, let me just take an example on 1 and 2, which is local taxes and fees and charges, where on local taxes share there is a variance of 89,676, and on fees and charges 3,585,023 kwacha. Chair, on action taken, maybe we can go under that column, CS. You are saying management constituted a task force in a bid to collect the rates, and further sensitization programs were done through the community radio station to sensitize ratepayers on their obligations.
Yes, you may switch off your microphone.
To settle outstanding bills. I've gone to Appendix 1, Chair, though there is no reference here, but I've tried to go to Appendix 1, being the first item on the, on the report, on the memorandum. I haven't found this evidence of the task force or the council going to the radio station to sensitize ratepayers on their obligation to settle outstanding bills. Is there any evidence, CS, that you can provide before your committee on your appearances on the radio stations? And apart from radio stations, what other sensitizations have you done? Roadshows or meetings or whatever with the communities to try to engage them so that they are able to pay? The same applies, Chair, on fees and charges. I haven't seen this. Maybe they can just, the council can try to guide your committee. I submit, Chair.
Yes, you may respond. Feel free to ask any of your team members to respond if you don't have the answer.
Thank you, Chair. Under appendix number 1, where they attach the set of minutes which are the constituted the task for the council. I think that one is appearing on page number 32 under the same appendix 1.
You are done? Are you done?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Honorable Mwene.
Chair, I've gone through CS. You know, constituting a committee, CS is different from implementation. We can sit here, have a committee meeting. I've gone through those minutes. You can sit here, we constitute a committee meeting, a committee in place. But implementation is a different thing. That's what we want to see here. We want to see how you implemented, how they implemented or in the collection of these rates. Because, Chair, I don't know whether you are now sitting in the office. If it's engagements also, because you cannot only do radio programs without any evidence of you going to the radio station and indicating what you were speaking at the radio and so on. You can't do that. So we will need to see that. Where is that evidence? I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. Yes, yes.
Mr. Chairman, allow me to ask my Director of Finance to provide some details to the same effect, with your permission.
Yes, Director.
Thank you so much, Chair. We, on the radio announcements, if these were live announcements, so we did not carry any evidence, Chair. We are sorry for that, but in the actual sense, I think we are supposed to attach even the receipt to show that indeed we paid for such a live sensitization. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mwene, follow up.
Thank you so much. It's good that your officer, CS, knows what is supposed to be done. I believe even yourself, CS, you know what evidence you're supposed to provide before your committee. So this, I think, is just a fabricated thing to show that you have tried to do something, but you have not implemented. You know, implementation is what is imperative in you collecting these rates. If you don't implement, we can say it's just like a teacher chair in class. They can prepare the lesson plan and present to the head teacher and say, no, they have taught. But when you ask the learners what they have learned, they will say, no, this teacher actually never taught us anything. But the lesson plan is there. So this is, in simple terms, what we are doing here. So you need to provide, even here, on fees and charges. There isn't proper evidence to indicate, Chair, before your committee, after the ZNS contract, we have seen it, but what after that? There isn't again proper evidence to show your committee that this is really what is happening on the ground. So, Chair, I think what we can see from Mporokoso here is that I think implementation is what is the challenge with this council. Even we will see with the other even projects and so on, you will find there are challenges with implementation by this council. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. I agree with you. CS, you've alluded to these minutes here. Are they authentic, the minutes that constituted the task force?
Yes,
what two things would show the committee that these are authentic?
Mr. Chairman, The minutes are authentic in that they were signed, duly signed, and also the date stamp for the local authority.
When did you sign the minutes?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, the date which is appearing is of July 2024.
And your signature there, is that your signature?
This is not my signature, Mr. Chairman. It's for my deputy.
It shows that he signed the minutes when?
That was June 2024.
And date stamped 11th July, a month later. So you had the consent by Honorable Mwene. You're just trying to show the committee that you did something, yet you didn't do anything. Honorable Dr. Monza, other questions?
Thank you, Chair. Page 3. Council had a variance under fees and charges of 3,585,023 kwacha. The variance is attributed to non-availability of, they could not collect the budgeted amounts in terms of plot premiums, because the land which was earmarked for plots had not been serviced. But you have since then signed a contract with ZNS to service the plots. My point of clarification is if we go to Appendix 5, I see pictures of some roadworks, township roads. Is this a site for the plot to be serviced? One. Two, what is the progress in opening up those plots so that you be able to start collecting the fees and the charges, because the amount is quite huge, 3.5 million. I end there for now.
Yes, you may respond.
Thanks so much, Chair. The pictures of the roads that are seen under Appendix 5 is different from this issue. That was the work that we did under Roads Fund. They are not one and the same, Mr. Chairman. So now there's the other issue saying you didn't open up the place. The contract that you have signed, Mr. Chairman, with Zambia National Service entails that now our friends moving to create roadworks, access roads to the new site to expand the township area. We want to grow Mporokoso. That is where we are now. We have signed a contract to allow Zambia National Service to open up the roads to access the plots. Mr. Chairman.
I'll come to you, Honorable Mulunda. Let's have a follow-up from Honorable Dr. Manza, then yourself. Yes. Dr. Manza, then Honorable Mulunda.
Where is the contract? And because we want to know why ZNS has not moved to the site. Also, these township roads that you have just given pictures, there's no technical audit talking about number of kilometers of roads that you have done, including even the costing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mulunda. Additional?
Yes, Chair, thank you very much. Witness, you alluded to the fact that from the correction of the plots, you were supposed to raise 3.5 plus. Would you be able to give us the details of the openings that you are doing. Are these plots, are they commercial plots, low cost, medium cost, high cost plots that will give you up to that much?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, CS, you may respond to those three questions.
Can I allow my Director of Planning to give more details on the same?
Director of Planning.
Thank you, Chair. On the part of the plots, we've got different uses. There are about 800 plots of different uses: commercial, small holding, low cost, and residential type.
Yes, the other questions from Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Well, concerning the plots, that information is not here. Because in this local that we attracted because of the huge variance, 3.5 million, which you could not collect, and it definitely it shows that something you planned for. You had planned for these fees and charges, but why didn't you put that information to account for this money? To talk about 800 and different categories, even the prices that you used. Why didn't you put in our submission?
Yes. And where is the contract for the council and ZNS?
Thank you, Chair. When you look at appendix number 1, Mr. Chairman, under page number 29, we've done an extract of the contract that we have signed between Mporokoso Town Council and Zambia National Service. Under page number 29, appendix 1.
Why didn't you put the details of the plot premiums in the report?
Mr. Chairman, I think we acknowledge our shortcoming. It was not intended that we omit that one. It was just an oversight. Otherwise, we promise we can provide the full details to that effect. Sorry.
Honorable Mulunda.
We appreciate that they are acknowledging, because we are getting worried, Chair. For us to arrive at 3.5, we needed exactly to know that they will raise this money. Then the follow-up question is, what is happening? Because we believe the government gave you the money. Why is ZNS not moving on site?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, sir, if you notice, the contract was signed recently, almost at the peak of the rains. We have agreed with Zambia National Service, when the rains subside summer, they move in Fugia to begin the roadworks in the district.
Honorable Mulunda.
Sure. Which rain season? Because this was 2023 query. Is it 2020 under 2024 rain season? 2024-2025 rain season? Because we are supposed to see these works in 2023. So which rain season? Did you take a year for you to organize that?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, sir, allow me to allow my Director of Finance to also give us some insight.
Director of Finance.
Thank you so much, Chair. What we are looking at now is the budget for 2023. So in 2023, we budgeted for 3.5, like it is in this document, and we were queried because we did not attain or we did not receive that money in 2023. So this one came out as a query. So now going forward, what are we saying as action taken? action taken, we are saying now going forward, we have engaged ZNS because we received money from Ministry of Lands, Land Development Funds. So going forward, like this is starting this year, we'll make sure that we service the land and sell or service the plots. Yeah. That's the point I wanted to take.
Honorable Mulunda.
Yeah, when did you receive the money from the Minister of Lands? When did you get the money?
Thank you so much, Chair. When I say we received the money, I mean the funds were the funds.
Answer the question as put to you. When did you receive the money?
Maybe allow me to withdraw that one, Chair.
No.
And say that.
Answer the question. Just answer the question put to you. When did you receive the money from
the
Minister?
approval was made last year.
When did you receive the money? Is the question the honorable member is asking.
Sorry, Chair. Maybe I rephrase my response.
You didn't receive the money.
We have not received, but the approval, the approvals have been done. It starts the contract to take to the ministry, then the money will be transferred to ZNS. It will not come direct to the council.
Honorable Mulunda,
So, I've always advised that local authorities make our work easy. If what you're explaining, you had put it on your report, you wouldn't have asked. On your report, you have said we applied and received the funds now from lands development, for lands development. That's what you're interrogating to say, when did you receive that money? Because you are supposed to have moved on site. But if you said we applied and approval has been done, all we are doing now is to take it there, get it approved, and then the money will be transferred, we'll move on site. In that fashion, we wouldn't have been asking you when you received the money. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Pavyoma.
Thank you very much, Chair. I have a query on page 15, which I will combine with the query on page 22. Chair, these inefficiencies we are seeing here are qualified here. We don't expect results from this council. When you look at page 15, query number I, which states management and support services program, management of workers and management of managers. The cause of query here, Chair, they've acknowledged the auditor's observation and they wish to state that 4 management meetings were held in the year under review, and they regret that they didn't attach minutes. And they are telling us now minutes are ready here. Here what it is, Chair, the council is failing to manage the workers. They are failing to manage. I've just picked a few things. There are a lot of things that they are failing. Few things that I've picked is they are failing even to orient WDCs. They are failing to formulate departmental and individual work plans. They also fail to conduct committee meetings. Under the same, there's planning and works, finance, human resource and gender purpose, including ordinary council meetings. They are failing. This report is very clear. They've also failed to fix just windows for security purposes in the planning building. This is what is here, and you have referred the committee to Appendix 8 as well, your evidence is, and here on Appendix 8 I've seen 3 minutes. We want to see evidence. Where is the evidence that now you oriented WDCs? I've checked these minutes that you have provided, it's not there. You have not provided evidence that now you have fixed the windows in the planning and building committee. There's no evidence here. So we want to see how are you going to effectively work as a council? How are you going to deliver services when you can't just even manage the human resource? Because you demoralize. Obviously, that's why you're having problems. You demoralize the workers. Your report is clear. This is your report. On page 22, Chair, Appendix 16, failure to fill vacant positions. On the action taken, the Chairman, they are telling us that management has been sending staff returns on the quarterly basis to the local government authority. There is no evidence whatsoever. They've not provided whatever correspondence you've been writing, all the letters you've been writing, the requests, everything you've been sending. You have not shown evidence here. If there has been any response from local government regarding filling these vacant positions, no. So, CS and your team, can you substantiate, especially the human resource manager, what is your role there? What did you do at the council? Every day you report there. So what did you do on the daily basis? If your report can highlight that you've been failing to manage even your own workers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, yes. This is a question emanating from deliverable targets and outputs, starting from page 7. And if you look at your table there on page 9, management and support services, human resource, management of workers, you targeted 12, and in implementation 0. Can you substantiate the non-implementation of programs?
There are flipping pages. The queries on page 15, page 22, and the evidence for page 15 is on appendix 8.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I did the report under management and support services program, management of workers and the management of managers, where I said management acknowledged the orders of observation regarding this matter. However, we should say that the 4 meetings were held under in the year under review, and the security party minutes were not availed when the auditors visited us. But the 4 meetings, set on minutes, were nevertheless attached to this report that we are making before this house. Now, I didn't follow where the offices were not windowed, they were not given glasses. I didn't follow that one.
Yes, Honorable Paviuma.
Thank you, Chair. We are saying, go to your minutes. That's why I've referred you to your own minutes.
Yes, sir.
I've referred you to your own minutes, the first minute on the document. It's clear that you failed to even fix windows on the building and the planning. You failed to orient WDCs, including holding ordinary meetings for the council. Even committee meetings, you failed. You failed to formulate departmental and individual work plan. So how do you operate as a council? So it's very clear in your document here. So how are you going to operate even with, so how are you going to provide the services to the local people if you can fail in this fashion? It's clear here. You are failing to manage even the human resource. It's very clear. So we want evidence now. What have you done as a council? At this time, have you oriented WDCs? Have you started conducting committee meetings? Have you started now developing these individual work plans and departmental work plans, so that we are sure that now you are headed for good delivery of services to the residents? Because interrogating you, oh, we've done what, when you can't organize it. You are not organized internally. In short, that is what this is bringing out. We are not organized internally, meaning you can't even delegate properly. So this is the evidence what we want now. Since this thing, you brought it yourselves through the minutes. So what interventions have you made? We want evidence here, the interventions that you have made as a council. I'm not reading from the bruise. There are 3, I've told you, there are 3 minutes here. And you are the owners of these minutes here. You have even appended your signature. This is a very authentic document. So speak to your document. Show us what interventions with evidence.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Chair. Indeed, our document doesn't provide the work plans for the workers. 2023 must have been quite difficult. But though I'm there just for 9 months, what we have done now, Mr. Chairman, we have since made the work plans for all workers that are now with our employers, Local Government Service Commission. I think regarding the formation of the WDC, the orientation of the WDC, I ask you, Mr. Chairman, sir, to allow my Director Planning to shed more light to that effect, Mr. Chairman.
Director Planning.
Thank you, Chair. For the orientation of the WDCs, we did it last year. All the 12 WDCs were oriented. Thank you.
Then there was also a question on 146, the fixing of windows. Was this done?
And you have a problem, Chair. They can't just respond like this without evidence.
On page 146 of your minutes, the Honorable MP has read your minutes and he wants to know if these programs were implemented.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I can assure this August House the broken windows have since been fixed. My Director of Engineering Services can attest. I think he is with me next, Mr. Chairman.
Director of Engineering Services, you can comment. Use the other microphone.
Yes, Chair. For under the minutes where we have the window not being fixed as reported in the management meetings, Chair, these activities was done.
Yes, Honorable Mulunda. A new question. For evidence, we will give them a benefit of doubts because it's not in the main query, but their own activity plan. Unless the Honorable Member feels that they should produce evidence of these activities to be undertaken. Honorable Member.
Chair, I know they are not part of the main query, but they affect everything that has come out as queries. This is what affects the operation.
CS, can you furnish us with the evidence of the programs that are speaking to your minutes? Those that you've stated that have been implemented, we would like to see the status. You give us pictures to show that these have been implemented. For the orientation of WDCs, the minutes should be provided together with the pictures. It's speaking to your core mandate, implementation of your planned activities. So the honorable member and the committee would like to see that these have indeed been implemented. Honorable Mulunda.
Thank you, Chair. On page 14, query number H, action taken, management conducted the inspection of 41 buildings and issued 25 certificates. I want to find out when were they audited? When were you audited?
Yes, you may respond. When were you audited?
Mr. Chairman, sir, the audit was conducted in March 2024.
March 2024.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Mulunda, follow up.
Okay, thank you. I've seen that the query was on uninspected or lack of fire certificates in March, but I've seen the certificates, the date stamps are indicating January 2023. Were audited in 2024, 2023.
Yes, the question is very simple. You may respond.
That's 2024. For the year ending 31st December 2023.
You are audited in 2024.
Yes, sir.
Before I take another question, I want to recognize the Honorable Member of Parliament for Dundumwezi. Kindly introduce yourself.
Chair, thank you very much and good morning to you. And good morning, Mporokoso. I'm Singombe Edgar, representing the people of Dundumwezi in Kalomo Southern Province. Thank you.
Yes, in the same vein, I wish to recognize the Honorable Member of Parliament for Mitete. Kindly introduce yourself, Honorable.
Gracious to you, Chair, and good morning. Good morning, Mporokoso. Mutelo, Mishek MP for Mitete. Your humble servant.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable.
Follow-up question, Honorable Mwene, then Honorable Dr. Manza. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, maybe just where Honorable Kalobo was, on page 22. Page 22. I'm sure the CS is there.
Chair.
Thank you. Chair, on failure to settle statutory and other obligations, you have or you are found with an outstanding amount of 7.2,228,000. Out of that, Chair, Mporokoso Town Council only paid about 99,888 kwacha 44 ngwe. Now, you still have a balance of about 7.1 million. My first question to you, Mporokoso, is when you look at the cause of query, you are stating that you are acknowledging and are giving that the council has got inadequate funds. Now, my first question is, when are you going to have adequate funds to clear your statutory obligations? 1. 2, because why I'm asking like this is because I'm seeing even where you have got some revenues to collect, some rates and so on, you are not putting in a lot of effort to collect the revenues so that you are able to have adequate funds to clear off these obligations. So that's why I'm asking that particular first question. Second question is, when do you intend to clear these statutory obligations? This is NAPSA, ZRI, okay, LASIF, NIMA, ZULAO, FIRESUS, ZCTU, and Madison. It's a need that you pay. And thirdly, do you have any other source of income that you have created as a council to generate revenue so that you can increase on your revenue base? Or you are just a council that is waiting to receive and spend what you have received? There is no creativity in trying to generate revenue because you have got a lot of obligations to cut off, salaries and all these statutory obligations and the other costs. Do you have any other creative measure, like maybe a farm, you start cultivating so that when you produce, you are able to sell and make money, or maybe livestock, whatever? Do you think outside the box of just waiting to receive arms, then you spend? I submit, sir.
Thank you so much. CS, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable, for the question. The question is, when are you going to clear statutory obligations? This is an insurmountable figure, and generally in Mporokoso, as I know it, is mostly depending on a local authority funding, the central government funding. But that notwithstanding, management as such, Mr. Chairman, because where we are coming from, we have good rains. It's one of the regions which has good rains, reliable rains. So and we have a farm. We are putting plans on the table to expand on the farm, and also the possibility of venturing into so many hectares of growing pines, the pines which can be used for timber. And beyond that also, we have a lodge that is under construction, that is being rehabilitated. We anticipate that once that project is completed, it will actually give us the boost in getting local revenue, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. We go to page 21.
Okay, before we go to 21, follow up Honorable Singombe on the same, then we leave the matter.
Thank you very much, Chair. Follow up. CS, if I heard you correctly, you seem to have plans. The farm is not running yet. Just confirm to me that you just have bare land. There are no activities yet on that particular farm that you have.
Yes, yes.
Yes, indeed. There is no activity on that land.
How big, Chair?
How big is the land?
The Chairman, sir, is to the tune of 34 hectares.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza. The chair has taken note of where you want to go. I'll comment as we end. Yeah.
Well, Chair, we go to page 21.
On the same. Okay, let me then allow Honorable Mwene, then yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
I thought we would move away from this one.
you.
Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, councils are interesting. You know, you find there are a lot of ways in which they can make money, create revenue. But they don't. The only money they think they can have is maybe from equalization fund, CDF, and any other grants from maybe organizations around that particular council. When it comes to the council itself, Chair, generating revenue, they don't think along those lines. And that's why we are asking, why don't you councils think along the lines of creating revenue? This kind of a spirit of councils failing to collect, even just simple rates that they are supposed, simple taxes they are supposed to collect, they are not collecting. The reason is because they are not entrepreneurial. But this is one of the roles of councils. It's one of the roles of councils to enhance on what? Revenue collection. And be able to utilize it to modernize our places, our districts, our cities. So, seriously, are you assuring your committee, since you have stated that yes, you have land, yes, you have this, are you assuring your committee that even when you appear next year here, you will tell us that, honorable members, from that question asked by Honorable Mwene last year, this year we have this number of cattle, this year we have this number of bags that we have harvested, and so on. And so. Are you assuring your committee that way? Why are we asking like this? To help you as a council get out of some of this debt that you have. Are you assuring your committee like that? I submit it.
Thank you so much. Additional, Honorable Kalo and Honorable Singombe.
Question withdrawn.
Honorable.
It's more or less like a comment. 34 hectares, that is a home. It's not a farm. Are you planning to extend, even if you have plans? Surely a local authority chairman cannot thrive on a 34 hectares of land. In my village, that is a small area for a boy who is not even married. So, I would encourage you, even if you have plans, probably you want to do fish ponds, I would agree. But livestock, how many animals are going to put on 34 hectares of land? Maybe you want to go in dairy farming, which thrives on zero grazing. Yes, I would agree. What plans do you have for that 34 hectares? I heard you talking about pine. How many trees are you going to plant on that 34? So, Chair, I want the CS to be very categorical, what plans are on the table for that particular 34 hectares of land?
CS.
Well observed, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much for the observations and also the advice. 34 hectares, as it's been observed, you can't do as much for the institution. And you can't put so many animals to graze on that land. What is in our mind, perhaps, is to engage in maize production and other cash crops. But we are also in a discussion with the area chief to give us a large tract of land where we can do pine growing. And you can see, Mr. Chairman, pine growing. So
yes, I'm sure you've taken note.
Please.
The advice given.
Yes.
Honorable Dr. Mansa.
Thanks so much, Chair.
Thank you. Page 21. Page 21 is a query on unused balance of 1,976,936. Council has explained that this unused fund, part of it, which was 829,898, was the local government equalization fund that was received at the end of the year, and you have since then used up this money for personal emoluments, operational costs, and the balance 1,147,037 is expenses related to capital projects and provision of services. You have referred us to Appendix 2. So my question first is this 829,000 that you borrowed from the local government 20% equalization fund, which is meant for capital projects. Do you have a repayment plan, or how much have you paid so far so that you implement capital projects that are meant to be funded under this LGEF? Then the second question is how many capital projects did you implement using the 20% local government equalization fund? And because you referred us to Appendix 2, Appendix 2 I've perused through. I just saw only one, Mikomba Guest House. So Mikomba Guest House, it seems it has no contract. You are doing it's a labor-based or something, force account. You are procuring materials by yourselves. And what is the status of the Mikomba Guest House? And why did you decide to, what is the scope of work? Thank you.
Thank you. CS, you may respond.
Mr. Chairman, sir, on Mikomba Guest House, I can ask my Director of Engineering Services to hear of this house, what is happening. With your permission, sir.
What about the other questions? Payment plan?
Yes, as the management were determined.
How many projects did you undertake using these funds from Mikomba?
There's only one project, Mikomba project, under capital component.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
The payment plan?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, we can see appendix number 11 in response to that one.
On page 220. The last page, CS.
220?
Yes. Now speak to it.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, sir. So endeavoring to pay back 40,000. 40,000 to liquidate that, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes, Director, you wanted to add additional information?
Yes, thank you, Chair. For the scope of work for Mikomba, this project was in 2 phases, which is phase 1 and phase 2 for the cell Mikomba. Currently, Chair, we have moved. The scope of work includes concrete works, brick works, and metal works, electrical works, plumb works, sealing, painting, glazing, and external works. As currently, Chair, we are remaining with the painting, floor tiling, which is finishes, under finishes, also glazing and some carpentry works and external works. Those are the works which are remaining from Mikomba.
Honorable Dr. Manza.
Thank you, Director Engineering. From your description of the scope of work, why didn't you decide to make it as a full contract when you have the funds? At the same time, Chair, the CS just confirmed that of all the total amount of local government equalization fund, the only capital project that they have they've worked on is just the Mikomba Guest House, and that Mikomba Guest House, there is no contractor. I can just I've just traced an expenditure of 29,000 kwacha only. One, I mean, you can see it on Appendix 2, where they bought cement at 10,800, and then some door frames, window frames. The rest is money operation costs. So why deny opportunities of collecting some money through a commercial venture as the Mikomba Guest House by delaying the progress by using labor-based? I mean, just in-house contract, because you had the money. Then the repayment plan is not amounting to 800 and you borrowed 829,898. It's not amount on page 220. Why? Then on capital projects, you did not explain about your plan for capital projects. You are paying this money, you are paying it back against this. Do you have any plan of capital projects that you would like to implement in 2023 that were to be funded by using the local government equalization fund? Is there any planned budget for capital projects, or you never planned, just expected the money, local government equalization fund comes and then it goes to emoluments and operations?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as rightly put, even us as management have noticed the execution of works in the current form is worrisome. So that is why we are opting to do a full contract for the remaining works at the Mikomba Guest House, so that we can see progress done at a faster rate.
How much 20% of local government equalization fund did you have in 2023?
Mr. Chairman, I can ask the Director of Finance. Allow me to bring on board the Director of Finance to give us more details.
Before he comes in, what planned activities did you plan to undertake as per budget in this particular year?
I've been briefed, Mr. Chairman, Mikumba Ward and also the ablution block, and also procurement of the vehicle.
Yes, Director of Finance.
Thank you so much, Chair. I can't remember the actual figure, but around 800,000 kwacha. Yeah.
Around 800,000.
Yes,
so the procurement of vehicle has not been done, and the ablution block has not been done.
Mr. Chairman, it has been done. The work of the vehicle.
And the ablution block was done.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you bring that evidence in this report? Because the money in this query, you had 1.9 million kwacha unused. So you were supposed to show us the activities that were done using this one.
That's the thing.
Where is that information, CS?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I think with a bit of time we can immobilize that information. It was not part of this program. But we can quickly immobilize that one and also submit.
When you say it was not part of this program, what do you mean?
Let me just withdraw, not part of it. I can see it's very much part of this program. Let me just withdraw that, Mr. Chairman.
And replace it with what?
And replace it with the assurance that we can produce the evidence that effect.
I wish to thank you. Which one?
They borrowed 829,898. And on page 220, their repayment plan on 31st March, they're supposed to pay 40,000. And on 30th of April, 40,000, just like that. But this is not working towards the funds that they borrowed. They borrowed more than 800,000. And looking at this repayment plan, there's a deficit of 431,692.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I can just draw the house to page 19.
Page 19.
Which gives us a table on the board funds and the pattern. Also, now we are repaying back. Page 19, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yes, we are there.
Yes.
You can speak to the table.
Yes, the initial amount, 833. So, the second column actually shows the pattern under which we are doing the repayments, where the final column now tells us there's a balance of 398. Just speaking to the report as we did.
Yes, Office of the Auditor General.
Just a correction on what the Director of Finance had submitted. I note that what they received, the 20%, what they had actually transferred is about 1.8 million and not 800,000. On page 24, you may refer to what they have submitted. Chair, this is in response to the question. It's in response to the question you had actually asked to say how much did you receive as or how much did you deduct as 20% equalization fund. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Chairman, sir, allow me also to ask my council treasurer to give more light on the same matter. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Council treasurer, you earlier reported that you received 800 equalization fund.
Yes, Chair.
It's been corrected that you received, actually this is the 20%, and the total you received under this year was 9.4. and the total 20% for capital projects was actually 1.9.
1.8, yes.
Yes.
Like I said, Chair, I wasn't sure of the figure, but the one, like the auditors observed, the figure is supposed to be 1.8 million as 20% of the equalization fund for 2023, Chair. Thank you so much.
1.8, yes, it's here, we've seen.
Yes.
Can you correct the area statement?
I wish to withdraw what I said first, and I wish to state that the correct one is actually 1,893,539 kwacha. Thank you, Chair.
Can you now show the committee how you implemented the 1.9?
So from this one, Chair, we have a figure of about 800, which was borrowed fund. We have another figure which was allocated to the guest house, and the balance being...
So
yes.
we'll proceed like this.
Yes.
You tell us so much allocated to the guest house, so much was spent, the evidence is here, and the program is shown under appendix what? Payment voucher, bank statements attached on appendix so. Same, the other balance was implemented on the toilet. The picture of the toilet, is it the ablution block? Is here on appendix so, and this is the statement of expenditure. The other balance you submitted that you bought a vehicle was used, the balance of so much, an amount of so much was used to purchase a vehicle, and the evidence is here. Here is the vehicle and the payment voucher and bank statement. I think that is how we would like to proceed as a committee. Yes. Switch off.
We're noted, Mr. Chairman, sir.
When you say we were noted, what do you mean? I wanted to respond. CS.
I was listening to the guidance that were given on how we should have gone in the first place.
Kindly excuse us for 2 minutes. I was almost letting you go. But I note that you don't have this information, so I want to consult the committee. Would you excuse us for 2 minutes?
Parliament is open to members of the general public who may wish to undertake familiarization tours of Parliament buildings, either in groups or as individuals, or to attend sittings of the House or parliamentary committees. All those wishing to visit Parliament can either write to the Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia or simply come to Parliament buildings. Upon arrival at Parliament buildings, visitors are required to identify themselves. A passport or national registration card is required for identification purposes. All visitors to parliamentary premises are required to wear smart attire, either office or casual wear. Before gaining access to the galleries, all visitors are oriented and issued with passes by the Security Department at the Media and Visitors Center. Those whom permission is granted to sit in the galleries will be ushered to the appropriate galleries by protocol officers. Furthermore, visitors are not allowed to take with them into the galleries such articles as walking sticks, umbrellas, briefcases or parcels of any type, newspapers, magazines or cell phones. All such articles must be deposited at the reception desk. Visitors to the galleries are given copies of the order paper which shows the order in which the business of that particular day would be taken. You can follow all parliamentary sessions and committee sittings on GoTV Channel 28, Topstar Channel 5, DSTV Channel 272, Parliament Radio, or like the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook page.
On the Vice President's question time. Questions for oral answer understanding order number 76.
For a matter to be admitted, it has to be of recent occurrence.
Continue watching Parliament TV, a channel dedicated to bring Parliament closer to you.
Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you. My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you. My eParliament mobile application. My eParliament is a mobile application developed by the National Assembly of Zambia in order to bring Parliament closer to you. You can download and install My eParliament from App Store or Play Store. Once installed, you can raise your concerns, provide your input, opinion and feedback on various projects or decisions being made in your constituency. On My eParliament mobile application, you can listen to Parliament Radio. You will have access to parliamentary documents such as bills and acts which are considered in Parliament. You will also have access to National Assembly social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can also watch parliamentary debates live on our YouTube channel. Download My eParliament now. My eParliament, bringing
interaction, Council Secretary, as highlighted in the Auditor General's report, Mporokoso Town Council has been cited for financial mismanagement and inefficiencies in service delivery, and key issues include severe revenue collection deficit. During the period under review, you failed to collect locally generated funds amounting to 6.3 million kwacha, largely due to non-service plots and non-payment of property rates. Number 2, failure to achieve budgeted targets. Key deliverables such as economic and housing development programs were not achieved. Number 3, tax compliance lapses. Non-remittance of 26,000 kwacha in tax obligations due to poor administrative coordination. Number 4, poor financial record keeping. This is failure to provide reports on activities amounting to 227,000 kwacha. Number 5, misuse of local government equalization funds. They borrowed 833,000 kwacha, which I'll speak to later on. Number 6, outstanding statutory obligations. The council has unpaid statutory obligations amounting to 7.2 million kwacha. The committee will therefore want to make these recommendations that your council must consider seriously. Number 1, you are recommended to enhance revenue collection, strengthen revenue collection strategies and improve compliance measures. I think there was advice also from the committee members that you finish your commercial ventures, the lodge, and engage in other commercial activities such as farming. Mporokoso, you are rich with good rainfall, and it's unacceptable that even the 33 hectares that you have can be kept idle, yet this can be used to generate income for your council. Number 2, financial transparency. Implement strict monitoring of fund utilization and ensure timely financial reporting. Number 3, infrastructure and asset management. The committee recommends that you should prioritize servicing of plots, road maintenance and public facility rehabilitation. It does not make sense, CS, to go and advertise plots and later on budget for income when you have not serviced the plots. What is supposed to come first? Create the plots, service them, switch off your mic, and open the plots to the public after you have provided services. But we have noted councils want to do a shortcut to show that they are working, but they are doing it in the opposite. When you have land that you want to open to the public, apply for land development fees from the Ministry of Lands. Receive those fees, engage ZNS, or if you have your own yellow machines, work on the roads and other amenities. Then thereafter, you budget for these plots, advertise them to the public, and the public will be eager to come and invest into these areas because they are serviced. So we need to run away, and you are advised to expedite the opening up of these plots, since you are saying you've already signed the contract with ZNS, which we have seen as well. Number 4, compliance with statutory obligations. Engage relevant institutions to establish structured repayment plans with all the statutory bodies that you owe. 5, accountability and governance reforms. Take corrective measures against officers failing to submit reports and mismanaging funds. When you fail to charge these people, there is one permanent witness who is not around today, the Local Government Service Commission, who asked them that this town clerk, this CS actually, since he's failing, let's charge him instead. When auditors come, you fail to avail reports, this needs to come to an end. And lastly, like I said, the last query, as you saw, this query came 3 times in your report. It came as failure to spend, unused 1.9, management of equalization fund 1.9. There was a tendency to borrow funds meant for capital projects. Capital projects to provide those services that the public will enjoy directly, unlike where you pay yourselves salaries. But even with that, you went ahead to pay yourselves salaries of 833,000 from the 1.9 million kwacha. We are comforted that you have since paid back the 400,000 and you are remaining with 398,000 kwacha. This committee is a committee of evidence, CS. We would like to see, number 1, how you spent with evidence the 1.1 million kwacha. Where you are saying service related provisions, that is unacceptable. This money is supposed to be spent on capital projects. So this committee is not sending you away, but we are asking that by Friday you must state clearly how much you borrowed, how much was spent on capital projects. You put a table and state the capital projects that were undertaken. You put a ledger to state those capital projects. Give us the payment vouchers for those projects that will appear in the ledger. You go ahead to also show us the bank statements to support those payment vouchers. Should the committee feel that this information you give is not sufficient, we will call you back to come and explain how you use the public money. We are very much interested not in your salaries, but in the provision of services, especially money meant to improve the people's livelihood. Money which is meant to the enjoyment of the ordinary people that pay fees and charges, plus any other locally generated income that you get within Mporokoso. With that said, I wish to uplift the immunity that was given to you and ask that you travel back. There was also some other information that we had asked earlier on deliverable targets and outputs. We just sampled 3. We would like to know if orientation of CDF members was done, and this provide pictures. The sensitization programs that you did, provide us a receipt of the radio station that you used, and on the window frame give us pictures as well as the receipt where you bought the window from. I wish to thank you, CS, for your time and your report. Please go back safely, and note that anything you now say is done at your own discretion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, everyone, for the time accorded to us.